Welcome everyone. In this video, we'll look at all of the 21 locations to acquire all of the 7 out of 7 for the Unknown Star first chapter reward. As you can see, we'll get 90 Primogems and 60 Meteors this way. Now before we go into the replays guys, keep in mind there are a lot more Meteorites in the area. I'll show on the final replay that you can get more than 7 in each of the areas. So for us, it is important to go for the ones that is easiest for you. If you can't find one, don't struggle on it and don't look everywhere for one particular meteorite because there's a lot more in the area. And that's what I didn't know at the start. I thought there's only 7. But when I was doing the second part during the island, I was struggling for 10 minutes, couldn't find the ones in the mountains, and that's when I realized there's a lot more than 7. So as we go through the replays, I'll show you guys the 7 easiest locations, and I'll show you guys you can get more after that. So let's start with where stars fall in this particular location in Mondstadt. What we're going to see is you can teleport to several of the teleportation points over here, and by picking any of those, you should start with a minimap with a lot of locations. What I recommend is to go for the ones that you find that's easiest to you. You don't have to follow this video directly, but notice that those that's right on the floor over here, go for those. If you can't find one, skip it and go for the next one. So I'll show you the 7s I found. After this, what we'll keep going is we come to the one that is towards the north region of the area, and it's right on the mountain over here, and now we have 2. What we're going to do is we're going to go around and come to the third one that's still around this warp point. So target yourself towards different warp points, and the more warp points you go to, the better it gets. And at this location, you'll find the third one. So this is at the bottom of the circle over here next to the warp point. So now we have all 3. Going over to the next one, which is around the same warp point, we're going to fly it over here, and you're going to see the 4th one is on top of the hut of the Meteors. And by picking this up, you might also get a chest underneath, which is a double bonus. After finishing with the troll hut, if you keep walking downwards, you're going to find the next one. Keep in mind, some of those are a little difficult the first time I did it, because again, I didn't know you can find more than 7. I thought 7 was the limit over here. So as usual, we keep running. And as you fly downwards, what you're going to look for is you're going to look for a camp of the slimes. The actual item is right behind the slimes over here, as you can see, and this is kind of to the corner of the circle again. After getting 5 of your stars, teleport to the Midsummer dungeon over here. And once you get there, what you're going to look for is the 6th one right next to it. This one is actually quite tricky. What you should be looking for is you should be looking for, again, between the cliffs, and on this one, it's actually right next to the waterfall. So if you come to the dungeon over here, come to the waterfall, which is at the water location, and it's right over here. It did took me a while again to find this one. And finally, as we make our way towards the west location over here, we'll find the last crystal. The crystal again is located at a pretty hard to find area because it's usually under a cliff and behind something. What you want to do is, after jumping over a ledge, look behind you, and that's where I found my 7th crystal. Before I finish, notice next to the statue of the 7, there are more crystals. So if you have trouble finding the ones I showed you, go for the other ones, go to different warp points, and this makes things much more easier. Next up, we can come to the Guyun Stone first for 7 more locations. Same as usual, as you go through your hunt for the crystals or the meteorite, try to not force. Notice I'm running over to the mountains, try to climb things. It is not needed to force the difficult ones, always go to the warp point. Here I wasn't knowing that, so here I went for a much more difficult one, I have to say. And if you're looking for it, it's actually right on top of the tree. You can climb through the cliff, and this is the first one I found. It took me ages to climb this mountain, but I do feel it's worth it if I plan to collect everything. And right after, go to the south of the region towards the top of this particular rock. And once we get over that rock, we can full fly towards the second one. By flying over here, it's very convenient, so try to go with like an eagle eyesight to find the blue auras or the blue indications. At this point, I spent the next 10 minutes trying to find the difficult ones. I don't recommend going for the ones that's next to the hilly troll camp. So actually coming to this teleportation point and go for the next 5 ones is actually much easier. Over here you can see arriving to the warp point, go directly towards the west side for the furthest one, and then we can start to run back. So we got a 3rd one, and I'll be teleported to the waypoint again, and we just repeat this. if it's next to the waypoint, we keep coming back to the waypoint. And notice those are very easily found. They are not with mountains, nothing, it's all in plain sight. You don't have to find the monsters, just run over them and grab the meteorite. Sometimes you do see a bunch of gatherings, people standing next to the meteorite. You do not have to fight the monsters or the people, so keep running by and just grabbing those. There's definitely more than 7 in each of the regions, so again, if you find it difficult, go to a different waypoint. So here we just found 2 and we're going for this one, and this should be our 5th one. Yeah, our 6th one actually. And after that, if we keep running down over here, you're gonna see the 7th one on the top of the boat. There's also a chest over here if you guys haven't looted it before. I think it's a level 3 chest, level 3 gold chest, so it's actually pretty nice if you haven't been here before. So this was my 7th one. Notice on the map there were 7 more locations, and I can come back here for additional farm and additional grind because it doesn't cost resin. But as for now, we're getting the 7 for the Primogems. Now after climbing our Primogem reward, we'll go for the last one, where Meteorite over... is it Qingce? Qingce, where the Qingce village is. So come to the Qingce village. I recommend coming to this warp point because there are several locations you can just warp to it, grab things and warp again. So that was quite convenient for me. This first one we'll be going for is under this mining location. What you want to look for is the blue aura. Notice it's right next to the minerals. Just slam down, grab it, and then if you want to mine, of course go for the mines, but if you don't need the mines, or like me, I'm trying to record everything for the guide, right? So just teleport to the warp point again, and then repeat this. Because a lot of those are next to the warp point, we can keep repeating this. Whatever's next to the warp point, we'll keep coming back to it. And this warp point is high in the mountains, so we don't have to, try to look for things on ground level. Try to use the Hulk of Ice view by flying over, and this is the best way. So we got the second one over there, where the little troll is digging, and the weather stopped raining. So notice this troll is digging. Sometimes when things are digging, you want to go to those. And I was like, what are you guys digging? And this is our 3rd one. So at this moment, I decided to scout on the outskirts of the map. It might not be the fastest way, but this guarantees that I don't miss any from the other side. So this way, if I'm coming back here in the future, I know where to, to eliminate the zones. So that was my 3rd one. So I'm going for the outskirts. You do not have to do what I do exactly, but if you keep going down south and then take the 10 around, you'll find the 5th and more of those, of course. So next part, you're gonna see there's a bunch of dudes looting. I took their loot and ran away with it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep following this path. After collecting this one, you can of course decide to go to the warp point, because we don't have to run, we can just go to the warp point. Again, notice that I wasn't able to find where the location is at the start, and I was like, hey, what are those trolls doing? Are they looting something? So I'm running back, I was like, what are those trolls doing that I saw it? And that's what I mean by looking for monsters and people which are next to the... which are digging. If they're digging, likely they're going, oh look, Cocoa Goat, legendary type beast. I got this loading screen too. Very lovely. If you haven't seen the Cocoa Goat video, we have a news on it. So that was my 6th one. And what's gonna happen is it loading? Oh, I didn't pause. So I didn't run all the way there. I just go to the next warp point. And this was so convenient because look around the warp point, you'll find a lot more. And this is much easier for us to get the Primogems first. Of course, you might want to collect everything, that's when you check everywhere. So I already have all 7, by the way. We collect all 7, I'm collecting one extra one to show you guys. You can collect more after collecting all 7. So after you get a Primogem reward, you can get this one too. There's a lot more in the area. So coming over to the event screen, what we're going to do is, we're going to make sure we climb those. And we're going to come over here, we're going to click climb, and what we're going to see is, so unknown star interlock, time remaining 16 hours. I can no longer achieve those quests anymore, so they don't give any additional reward. We're looking for 16 hours for new things to come, and once that comes, we're going into it. Let's see if we get more every day. If we're getting about 90 Primogems every day, this can be a really good event. So here we go, everyone. That's how I found my 22 meteorites, and I showed you the locations, my tips, and you do not have to follow exactly what I did. The most important part is to get at least 21 or 22, however you want, to make sure you claim those quests. After that, come back to the areas, go for more of those, because they can be exchanged in the event shop. Now, if you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe and also turn the little bell on for the latest news. I'll be looking towards to make more builds, guides, tips, and news and event updates for us as we come further into the game. And as always, I wish you guys the best of luck with Sketching and have the most fun in exploring this wonderful world.